Alright, so here we are, sitting out in the van, trying to survive another day. I wanted this video, it's fresh in my mind. I've been reading, and just kind of hanging out. There's ain't much to do out here. It's 4 years in a van, it's way too much. It's homelessness. I don't care how the Pasco sheriff in Malin talk about it, saying living the van life. It's not something I chose. It's something that was needed. Because it's better than a tent out in the woods. Any way you slice it, it's what it is. It's homelessness. Homelessness. I'm running around. I can't be productive. Other than sit here and read and like advance myself spiritually, it's pretty much all I can do. I don't have a garage. Everyone knows what my hobbies are. Working on shit, studying. I've made it blatantly clear what my passions were. You simply can't do them out here. But what I want to talk about is the same thing we always talk about. Not all the same thing, but this Teeling family trust. We all know it exists. It exists. Before that video was taken down, I have to put it back up on, I think it's already on Rumble. I was on it from 1998. Apparently, when my mother got a lawyer, that Eugene Beale person, to fight me in court against, you know, she started getting, first she got a restraining order to counter a letter I sent her. But she admitted to, what was his name, Declan Mansfield, the same guy that took my house. And he'll come back to the picture too. She said I was removed in like 2001 or 2002. I don't remember. That the case is still going. It's still going. And Judge Gray goes, or no, not Gray. Mansfield goes, very well. You've been removed from the trust. I said, how do we know that without looking at the paperwork that I was here to compel? And then I went off the Kimberly Sharp Bird, and then I was never served these motions that my mother gave me, but she granted them anyway. That was the third fucking judge. But what is it? It's never been about the money. It's never been about the money. If you have a beneficiary, or even say there wasn't, like it's obvious that everyone in my family has money. Why would you not want a family member housed? My house is worth $300,000 right now. I lived in it from the year 2001 to 2019. There was equity right up in there. It could have been 10, 50 grand to save it. You wouldn't dump that kind of money. I know they have it. All of them could pitch in, even if there was no trust. Somebody could sign an extra loan to save a house that's worth $300,000. And I know that house. I've done the math. It went for $0. $0 back to the mortgage servicer. It's not about the money. Why wouldn't you want to protect an asset of the family? A house. Somebody's home for that many years. My career. I worked my tail off to graduate top of my class. All I knew was a lawyer. There was a health history question. And I was the first one to go and do this. And that health history question was the same that a lot of other girls would have answered the same way. But no, they learned. They all would have had the licenses. But all I knew was a lawyer. They said, you got to get a doctor's note. So I get a doctor's note on letterhead. They still denied me. All I knew was a lawyer for that. You wouldn't want to save your child's career? You can get a lawyer, Eugene Beale. It makes no sense. It's not about the money. I was kicked out of the house in 1991. The divorce that happened, and I asked for the divorce decree. They wouldn't show me that. They wouldn't show me the trust. I got the divorce decree. I've shown it on here. I'm not mentioning it. My brother is. He was the age of majority then. I'm not even mentioned. And it was drawn up by my attorney, Peter Duffy, that I got at 16 years old, if not 15. It's not about the money. They've wanted me gone for a long time. I think roughly 91 was freshman year. They pulled me out of school where I was getting like B's. I wasn't trying or anything. Pulled me out of school. It put me in a mental hospital. I'm getting solid B's. I know that. I wasn't trying. Maybe I had an A here and there, but it was nothing lower than a B. And I'm sitting in this mental institution. It was Brookside Mental Hospital, Brookside fucking hospital. They sent all the kids in that town, Bedford, New Hampshire, to Brookside. They're not open anymore. They're like, oh, we'll have your parents get your school books, and you can keep up. They never came. And I think I was there for like a week, just sitting there. And I go back to high school. They say, oh, you're fine. It's just your parents are messed up. And I go back and I go sit in a chemistry class, and I couldn't freaking. I had no idea what I was looking at. Because school, I think it had just started, or was in the second semester, something to that effect. I don't know what the periodic table of elements work. So I'm like, I'm not doing this anymore. It was so, for just a week, just with all the shit that was going on at home, having a week out of school or 2 weeks, whatever it was, not being able to just be purposely left behind. Why didn't my parents bring me my books? It's never been about the money. It's been about seeing me utterly fail. And why? They know I'm out here on the streets for 4 years now. We've had the Schadenfreude campaign by that person that claims to be related, that is obviously in bed with my brother. He hasn't said anything else. None of them will answer phone calls at all. My mother gave me $1,000. My trustee gave me $1,000 towards this camping pass, but I'm just moving around. And then you got that one catfish family member calling places, and it just designed to tear you down. My mother was on the deed of the house, and I got of my house, and I got word from the one that frickin' that stole my phone and had me by the arms, saying she wants off it. Never gave me a reason. I'm like, I didn't know about the trust, and I didn't know anything about that. So I really don't need her on here. Well, whatever you want to do. I'm working. It doesn't matter. But why would you want to come off so bad? And these are things you'll never get answers for. You won't get answers for them. I made a post. I said, can somebody get a hold of any one of my family members? I called my Aunt Kathy, it was within the last year. I think twice. I asked her she said, call your mother, call your father. And I said, well, none of them will answer the phone. None of them. Not a single one. I'm like, can you call her? And I don't know what she said. She was very dismissive. And she's telling me to go to a homeless shelter. There's no homeless shelters. And I said, I'm coming up there. She goes, no, you're not. No, you're not. It's not about the money. You would want to preserve trust assets. Imagine if I was working. I always made good money. But I haven't worked since my mother started calling the cops in 2015. If she cared about me that much to call the police, I don't think it was not about getting me help. It was not about that. I was working. I mean, there's much, much more to this. But you want somebody to get help. She kidnapped me, my roommate. And then you just leave them? My father will not answer the phone. My mother will not answer the phone. If you call her, she'll say how many times you called, and then she'll go run to the courts to get a restraining order. But then give you $1,000 on your GoFundMe so you can set the fucking campground and do nothing. Do absolutely nothing but read. My brother, I called him years ago. I said, maybe you can explain this to me. What's going on? Never called me back. I call him again. He changed his phone number. He's obviously, they're all endorsing what his girlfriend's doing. Why would you do this? But yeah, I would think that anybody, especially, why would you want to lose a $300,000 house? Why would you want someone to lose their career and just not even try to help them? This trust would not be about the money, because I could be not only a beneficiary, you're supposed to receive benefits, but contributing, maintain trust assets, build generational wealth. There's the grandson here, my son. Another thing, they see what I'm going through. That kid came in my chat the other day, violating a restraining order that I told Serbo about. Did you call the cops? Everyone's seen when I've called the cops. They ain't gonna do anything. Decide to arrest me. But there's been so much hate built up. All this kid has to do is say, I'm not going to testify. Or his mother say, I'm not going to testify. No, Serbo tells me, and I have it all recorded, that they're running down to the courthouse and talking to the fucking prosecution, saying I'm mentally ill and I need to go to jail. And they need to prosecute me. It's lunacy. It's not about money. Because there's nothing I can do but contribute to building generational wealth for my son. And maybe I'm surprised he doesn't have a kid yet because he's so stupid. He just wants to smoke weed and F bitches. There will be another kid. There will be another Teeling family member. The Teeling family trust diverged. There's 2 beneficiaries. One of them had a Lord of Air. That Lord of Air guaranteed that 1 or 50,000 kids. I don't know. Because he's totally stupid. But that side's been shut off. Jonathan ain't having kids. He's 3 years younger than me. He's 43. He's got a kid by now. He's never going to have one. Teeling Family Trust ends there. Trust her to build generational wealth and take care of your families. It makes no sense. It's not about the money. If anyone with a brain, I know, it's obviously, no one's helping. If you're not helping, you're hurting. And I'm out here. It's 4 years now. We're on a 4-year anniversary of me being homeless, living in a storage unit, living on the side of the road. It's not about the money. If anyone wants to chime in that has a brain and others, well, they hate you because of this, it's all of them. I had my son for a while. Now he hates me. He will talk to me. He will talk to me. Come in here, tell me how much he hates me. No one ever tried to reach out to my family. I was legitimately asking. I can't get a hold of any of them that I haven't been able to. You know, we got the $1,000 from my mother for the GoFundMe. I would still be sitting on the streets. Now I'm in a campground. And I'm still out in the streets a week at a time, if not more. You know, depending on when Jonathan's fuck thing comes and starts making phone calls and get me kicked out of places. But no one's ever I'm asking for a very simple thing. But anyway, but that's the gist of it. If anyone has a clue, it's not about they have the money, but they still I'm getting past that. I haven't worked in 10 years. It's been 10 years now. Ever since my mother started calling the cops. I probably will not work again. I have business ideas, so you can't do them here. There's no room here. Trapped in a tin can for 4 years now. This shit exists. It does exist. And we get the same judges, same shit. I think it's hilarious, the Serbo thing. You can forecast my trial. That lady was a Lori Musiak. Almost the same situation. No injuries. I was injured. I was injured. I still don't have my medical records from Serbo. I still don't have my car registration. None of that shit. But you can see her house was stolen by what's his face, Mansfield, and then the cops just bring her. I think that Lori person is highly targeted. She lost her house. They got the shelter advocate looking for her. She was the same attorney in the same circumstances. Same circumstances. You can forecast. I think with great accuracy that this is exactly what's being done to me with the Serbo guy. The same outcome. She got that Lori person got a Lori Musiak. She got there was a mistrial. If anyone read what the prosecutor did, and then she was forced to do like a psychological eval. And Serbo already told me, he was like, I'm going to get a competency evaluation. You're my lawyer. A competency evaluation. Now, I have all those calls recorded. I got everything recorded, but it makes zero sense. But that would be the outcome. Is you're going to be, it's the same judge, same lawyer, same circumstances, same prosecution. And finally, I'm glad I researched on what was going on with this guy. He would never tell me that he's in bed with a judge. It's uncanny. See you guys later. Chime in if you have a brain. Love you, bye.